This is a little mahogany Georgian bookcase or cupboard, and it was made for travel. Now, how do we know it was made for travel? Well, if you've watched my videos before, you will have heard me often say that just because a piece of furniture has got handles on the side doesn't necessarily mean it was meant for travel. But certainly on this piece, it's one clue that it was, but there's more to it than that. So let's have a closer look at it. You might have noticed the key in a rather unusual position for the lock to the top middle of this cupboard door, whereas you'd expect the keyhole and the lock to be on the side here. Well, there's a reason for that. Now, if we unlock it and open it, having the key and the lock at the top here doesn't make the door any stronger. In fact, if anything, it's a much weaker position to have it rather than the middle here. But that's not the only locking device, and that's part of the reason that we know that this was definitely made for travel. So with the inside open, we can see that we've got adjustable shelves with a nice little bit of moulding to the front. The backboard is pine, but if we have a closer look, and I think I'm going to have to move this to show you, we have got two brass lined holes here. So let me pick this up and see if I can move it to the camera to give you a better look at that. Right, so hopefully we're in a little bit closer now, and whoop, you can see those. Well, those brass lined holes are for taking two bolts. We've replaced these bolts, but they would have been something like this, and they come up through the base and they lock into the underside of the cupboard door, and that's really going to make this door very secure. It's not going to open during travel. It's going to really be quite strong. There's also extra little details which are quite nice about this cabinet, just to add a little bit of extra strengthening. Now, you might not have noticed, but you can see a little rebated hole here, and you've got a tenon just protruding from this edge, which just sits in there to locate. And we've also got the same here. There's one here, and there's corresponding rebated hole just on the other side here. So nice little bit of extra detail from the cabinet maker, just to help locate and add just a touch more strength. So let's tip this up and show you the holes from underneath. So hopefully you can see that. You would put a bolt through each hole, get a screwdriver, screw it in, and make that door really nice and secure. So that unusual locking mechanism, I think, shows that this piece was made for travel. And of course it was made at a time when they're still trying to work out the best ways to make a piece of furniture suitable for travel. It's much smaller in size than a domestic piece, so that works in its favour. Obviously easier to move. The lock, the carrying handles to the sides, but they haven't given up on the moulded edge, the decoration, so it still looks like a fashionable domestic piece of furniture of the day. But from a practical point of view for modern use, it's just a wonderful size. I mean, it's a really nice small size. Very usable, very easy to fit into most modern homes. So there you go. It's a Georgian mahogany travelling book cabinet. It's going to be around about 1770 in date.